Hello everyone, my name is Lex and I'm going to be your safari guide for the next 2 weeks on our 2-week-long safari through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. I do have a couple of safety reminders before we get out there today. I need everyone to remain fully seated at all times. This is for your safety and the safety of the animals. We want to ensure everyone who starts this 2-week-long safari off with us is going to end this 2-week-long safari off with us. So make sure that you stay fully seated. Directly above you there is an animal spotting guide. That animal spotting guide will help you identify some of the animals out here on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. We're not going to see all those animals today, but we tend to have some pretty good luck. See two animals first here. On the left we have a bongo, and on the right we have an okapi. This is a male okapi. You can tell that because it has ossicones, which are those pom-pom looking things on top of its head. These bongos over here to the left are nicknamed the ghost of the forest for some pretty good reasons. They do a great job hiding in all the thick and dense vegetation that you find out here. It's also said that if you ever get the chance to see or touch one of those bongos, that your entire hand will change the same exact color as that bongo's coat. See a black rhinoceros here on the left-hand side. Black rhinos are the smaller of the two rhinoceros species that you'll find out here in Africa. They weigh up to 2,000 pounds, and they are critically endangered due to poaching for their horns. Some people believe that rhino horns have a medicinal value. However, that's not scientifically proven, and rhino horns are made out of the same thing as our fingernails, which is keratin. You want to help out all of the animals that call forest environments at home. Think about using less paper products. So instead of using paper plates and paper cups, think of using those cups and plates that you can put into the dishwasher, but also those napkins that you can throw into your washing machine. Some other alternatives for products made out of paper are products made out of bamboo. Bamboo products come in all shapes and sizes, ranging everywhere from silverware to toilet paper. So you should look out for those items next time that you're at your grocery store. We're heading down here into the Safi Valley. Over here on the left, you're going to see some pink-backed pelicans on the island. Pink-backed pelicans get their name from the color that their skin changes during mating season. Very light pink color. Now there is a Nile hippopotamus in the water here. It's going to be a little bit harder to see, but I still do ask that you stay seated for me. There's one sitting down right there, and it looks like there's one might be trying to get out of the water as well. As we turn the corner here. Hippos stay submerged underwater for the majority of the day. Come out about every 8 minutes for a breath mint. Coming up on the left are some Nile crocodiles. Looks like most of them are in the water today. Those Nile crocodiles can get up to 16 feet in length, which is the size of an average giraffe, and they are pretty vicious animals. They can apply up to 2,000 pounds of pressure to every square inch of their prey. And although they are vicious, they're actually pretty good parents. They like to store their eggs in their mouths until they're about ready to hatch. Once they're ready to hatch, they'll roll them around in their mouths, making that hatching process a little bit easier for their babies. Heading down onto the next part of our safari, this is the savannah, home to lots of migrating creatures who we like to call the natural lawnmowers of the savannah. My favorite animal also calls the savannah its home, the natural creatures of the savannah. It's going to be the Maasai giraffe. Now, the Maasai giraffe is a very large, beautiful, and very intelligent creature. They are very active, and they are very On that animal spotting guide above you, you're going to see a reticulated giraffe. We're not going to see those today. Instead, we're going to see Maasai giraffes. Maasai giraffes have a very jagged pattern to them, which makes them very indistinct, unlike that reticulated giraffe's pattern, who is very checkerboard-like. See that Maasai giraffe kind of off in the distance there, but we'll get a better look at it when we get over there. A little bit closer to us here on the right-hand side are going to be Hartmann's mountain zebras. The one that's in the center of these three is going to be a baby. It's about 5 months old. You can tell that the baby's legs are about the same size of their parents. That's because baby zebras are born with about 90% of the legs that they're going to have for their entire life. The only difference you can really see from them is by their body size. You can also tell that a zebra is black with white stripes and not white with black stripes because of their noses. Their noses are black, therefore their undercoat is black. Over here on the left in the cave, you're going to see some African wild dogs, also get the nickname the painted dog. Every single dog's coloration is different, similar to a fingerprint, until they tell each other apart. Now these dogs do look quite cute and quite cuddly. I don't recommend bringing any of them home. They are the most successful predator out there with about a 90% success rate. That's because they hunt in their packs and chase their prey to exhaustion. These animals are also going to feed their babies the same way that birds do, by regurgitation. All the way towards the back on the hillside are some sable antelopes, the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Those very tall horns that are slightly laid back are to prevent their predators from jumping on their backs. Their coats are opposite of human hair, so the older they get, the darker the coat they have. See, these animals also here on the left are called white-bearded wildebeest. They are the second most densely populated mammal, with humans coming in as the first. They are also going to be the largest migrating species that can migrate herds of up to 1 million. At nighttime, those white-bearded wildebeest are going to lay down relatively close to each other, but facing all different directions. This is so if they are startled or they sense danger, they can run away without running into each other. Don't know if we'll be able to see them very well later, but there are some Patterson's eland. They're on the hillside just by that really tall bush, left-hand side. You can see the male a little bit better than those females. The males have a light gray coloration to them. Those are going to be the largest of the antelope species. They stand about 6 feet tall from the broadest shoulder bone that they have there. Those male Patterson's eland are going to get their lighter gray coloration when they turn about 2 years old, but they are born with a light brown coloration. They also like to find vegetation on the ground and then wrap it around their horns, making it look like they're wearing a flower crown. This is their way of impressing those lady elands out there. Looks like we'll get to see that female too. She is on the hillside. You can see how that female has that lighter brown, and then over to the right, that male is going to have that lighter gray. As we turn the corner here, underneath the trees are some Ankoli cattle, also known as the Watusi cattle. These are from domestic cattle, but they're not actually used for their meat or their milk in Africa. They're used as a status symbol. So the more that you own, the wealthier you are considered. Those very large horns that you see can get up to 6 feet in length and 6 feet apart. They're made of a honeycomb-like structure, which their blood will circulate through to keep them cool on those very hot days out in Africa, similar to the radiator on a car. On the left here, we get to see the giraffes. There's one that's really close right here, getting the bite to eat. A group of giraffes is actually referred to as a tower. Quite fitting, I think. Giraffes spend the majority of their day eating. You can see this one over here using its very long prehensile tongue to grasp the leaves from the tops of the trees. That tongue is about the size of your forearm. It's actually long enough that if those giraffes wanted to, they could lick their own eyeballs. Giraffes are also only going to sleep for about 60 minutes a day. They do that sleeping in short increments, 3 to 5 minute naps throughout the entire day. Here on the left-hand side, I see a couple of mandrill monkeys walking around. There's some behind the trees here as well as one on that top rock. These are the largest of the monkey species. The group of mandrill monkeys is called a congress. They have a red and blue coloration to their face, which intensifies as they get excited. Rafiki from the Lion King was a mandrill monkey. A little bit hard to see, but if you look all the way over your right hand shoulder, there's an elephant right there. This is an African elephant. They can weigh up to 20,000 pounds. Hopefully we'll get a better look at some later in the safari here. Looks like that one most likely is going to be a male, and that's because those elephants live in a matriarchal society, so they're going to be female-led, and the females are going to stay with the other females and the young. Those males are going to separate from their groups, forming smaller groups called bachelor groups. Bachelor groups of elephants usually consist of around 2 to 3 males. Now there's 2 main reasons why those elephants are going to be endangered out in the wild. The first one is for poaching for their tusks. Their tusks are made out of ivory, which some people find valuable, so they be poached and then sold on the black market. Elephants use their tusks for a variety of things. One of those things is going to be scraping off red clay, which you can see here on the right. Elephants will scrape off the red clay and then eat it, adding some additional vitamins and minerals into their very high vegetation diet. You can also use elephants' tusks for seeing how old an elephant is. So the shorter the tusk, the younger of the elephant. The last thing that they use them for is going to be breaking off barks of trees. There's a tree out here in Africa called the baobab tree. It remains leafless for about 9 months out of the year to store water. If animals are in a drought, elephants can use their tusk to break the bark off the tree to receive that water, which is often why the tree gets nicknamed the tree of life. You can actually see a couple of those baobab trees here on the right hand side. The second reason that those elephants are endangered is due to the mining of a mineral called coltan. It is in their habitat, so they are losing their habitat out in the wild. Coltan is probably either in your hand or in your pocket right now. It's the mineral that they use to make cell phone batteries. Something you can do to help stop the mining for coltan is by taking all those old cell phone batteries that you have, collecting them from your friends, your family, and your neighbors, and taking them all to a recycling center so they can be reused. Now we're going to be coming up on Flamingo Island here. The island itself is shaped as a giant Mickey head, so look at that once we get around there. I'm going to use it as kind of a directory point to show you the baby flamingo chicks. They're super adorable. They're light gray in coloration. You can see them hanging out towards the ears of this giant hidden Mickey, as well as there's a little baby one in the water there. Super adorable. These are greater flamingos, so their chicks are born with that lighter gray coloration. Over time, as the older they get, the more brine shrimp they eat, their light gray colors will turn into a very light pink, because those brine shrimp are high in beta carotene. Greater flamingo are also the largest of the flamingo species. They can weigh up to 9 pounds. Flamingos are not usually a migratory species, however they will migrate due to issues like water quality and pollution. A way that you can help stop this unnecessary migration is by ensuring all of your plastic ends up into the correct place, into the recycling bin. It doesn't end up in these animals' habitats. Now here on the left, these are the larger of the 2 rhinoceros species. This is the white rhino. You pay attention to their mouths, that's where they get their name from. They have very wide mouths. The Afrikaans word bite means wide, referring to those wide mouths. Gotten this translated from bite to white, which is why they're called the white rhinoceros now. These rhinos are very social animals. They like to hang out in their groups. A group of white rhinos is called a crash. I think it's pretty fitting because these animals can only see about 8 to 10 feet in front of them, so usually when they start running, they might crash into things. Rhinos also do like to roll around in mud. There's one right here on the right too, in the trees. They roll around in mud, adding an extra protective layer to their 3-inch thick skin. Helps to keep them cool on those very hot days and also helps to keep those bugs away. Some more of them on the right hand side too. Here on the left. They're a little bit hard to spot, but they're all the way to the left-hand side and then follow the center over until you find a tree. They're laying on the ground there. There's 3 of them. Cheetahs can run up to 70 miles an hour. However, they can't hold their speed for very long. They're more like sprinters rather than long-distance runners. They're also going to do the majority of their hunting during the day. That's because they have black reflective spots underneath their eyes, which allow them to have better vision during the day than at night. This rock formation here to the left is called a Kopete rock formation. Usually houses larger cats that are nocturnal, like lions. Since lions are nocturnal, it means they're going to sleep for the majority of the day, so if they're not out, they're most likely going to be sleeping. Lions are very beautiful creatures, but their numbers are still declining out in the wild, and that is due to hunting as trophies. Something Disney is doing to help stop this is partnering with a bunch of different organizations in Africa, forming the Protect the Pride, with the goal to help double that lion population out there in the wild from 20,000 to 40,000 by 2015. Here on the left there's a warthog sitting towards the back by all those rocks that are collected. There's 2 of them actually. Kind of look like hairy logs. Warthogs are the largest burrowing creature. They're going to find burrows from other animals and then dig them bigger so they can fit inside of them. Some people call that lazy, but I just think they're great recyclers. Coming up here on the right, looks like we're going to get a chance to see some ostrich, as well as some bont, which are the 2 antelopes sitting on the ground here. Those eggs are ostrich eggs. See if we can get a look at them. Yeah, there they are. Ostriches are birds, however they don't fly, so they use their wings to steer them as they're going upwards of 40 miles an hour. Those eggs there are real ostrich eggs laid by the ostriches out here on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Ostrich eggs can weigh anywhere from 2 to 3 pounds a piece. You don't have to be tended to by ostriches because they are very strong. Instead, a full-size human could stand on top of an ostrich egg without it breaking. Head back into the village today. I recommend heading over to Mombasa Marketplace. It's the main merchandise shop in there. They have a bunch of ostrich eggs from the ostriches out here on the reserve that were unfertilized and then hand painted. They're pretty cool to look at. You can also purchase one, and most of the proceeds go to helping all those animals out in the wild. All the animals that are out here on this reserve are out here for a reason. Either they are endangered, close to endangerment, or they're close to extinction. They all need our help by making simple changes to our daily life to make a difference for them out in the wild. If you do happen to find yourself at a merchandise shop today, think about rounding up your purchase to the nearest dollar and donate to the Disney Conservation Fund. Help all those animals out in the wild who can't really help themselves. Something that's pretty cool about the Disney Conservation Fund is Disney matches every single donation you make. So even if you donate a penny, Disney will will match it, and then you will have donated 2 pennies. If you want to see some more animals today, I recommend heading over to the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. It's just to the right of the safari exit. Over there, you're going to get the chance to see some other animals that you've seen on the safari today, like some more hippopotamus, some more okapi, some different types of zebras, and then also get the chance to see some other animals that you haven't seen today, like meerkats, snake and bull rats,